It's the truth. I love you brothers, man. Don't worry about it. It's about the truth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Apostle concentrated, vessel full of celestial juice. It's slay the tracks, mics I noose. Chords dangle from the strangle, resembles a slave getting lynched. On his last kicks, dipped in bronze, competition stiffens. In response to lifting, nor to be they dust if they down with that nonsense. Biting the tips on bigs, leaving imprints on our hips. Making thoughts of puddles with my pen. Diving in, swimming in hymns, kin of dims. Words of roses, just rose stems that bend with the pressure of the wind. Basic curved words inside blue lanes, they merge. After I live the verb, on a constant taste the day that they bitter herb. Accent, laxative, must be true spiritually. So I'm officially purged any lifestyle of a herb inside of me. Chest piece, Jimmy locks, fuck keys. Got out with the native remedy. For these all you can be MCs. Make they body sink and rise and ride the Mississippi. Cats need to be winged. Devil titty carry venom. Shit is denim. Cats get hit by so-called strays. Most high sit 'em. The only thing left is photos and widows' cons. Accepting words of bonds from cons. Cause Don Juan's feet on the minds of blondes.
Fly in feathers, smoother than lambskin leather. But how I pep it, it ain't the subject of this newsletter. From the creator, I was blessed to excel and prevail in a world that's frail. Me and IQAhmath shine, but maintain integrity. Going way back like beats, pipes, and Cherokees. Real from the womb to the catacombs. They bring me spit. And with digital tie, clarity and precision, all up in your face, like missionary position, wishing for redemption for how y'all ain't listening. The Lord got a question for all the claim to be destined. Who's the blessed one in this session? Chuck you up like Szechuan. This how I come in the booth, bit from the hip, 21 gun salute. Knock you loose like tooth when I come through. My name's business, cause I'm all about business. Handle this, this is how I do it, so scandalous. Come out the deep, dark dungeons of Los Angeles. Freestyle, off the top, the dome scratching this off the head like dandruff. You on the canvas.
I don't shoot guns, I split lungs, snatch tongues, leave them fried. They don't understand why they got hung. Talking about something they couldn't handle, got dismantled. Come from every conceivable angle, up under the sun. Left their ass running, they don't understand how I'm coming. Shining like the sun, be shining around this motherfucker coming. Better than the most. Cats think they can handle, but can't come close. When I find your ass burnt like dope. Watch how you sit there and get done in the dough, it ain't cheating. Learned that shit a long time ago. Motherfuckers is creeping, trying to come in slow, but I already know the game. So I entertain the thoughts in my own way and come off straight. They don't like this shit when it come down like it was rain. I understand the pain, but when the motherfuckers come like a strain, that's how it is. It gets done like that, and I won't stop. Talk what you want to talk. Watch how your ass get popped. Boom.
All ears to this deadly medley. The verse is dangerous, but the piano's deadly. Think you can handle it? You wet off the Sherman Hemsley. Dead broke, so I ain't rolling the Bentley. The honey checking me out. I told Satan don't tempt me. Breath is fresh till I stay with a dead team. Don't be messing with the cloth that's Kenty. When Christ returns, we hit the dirt on bent knees. And volume 1 told the heathen get the pipe and the test deep. Amalekites living life trying to be like me, but that's a dead end. Choppers on ridiculous poems unless a rigor mortis set in. Shake the dice, wanna see who's betting. See these snakes get the text to wetting. Got the word and the truth, and that's a serious lesson. You're making out of threats, but the kid ain't fretting you yet.
Let this ghetto nemesis marinate through your dome. Break yourself, nigga. We so rounded your home. This ain't no joke, killer. Bow down to the zone. Bow down to the zone. Bow down to the zone.
Esau thought he was gonna fool a brother, huh? Trying to put his wool over my eyes, huh? Yo, sap sucker, that's to say on San Francisco, you old fish eye fool. You ain't fool nobody, fool. Look at us, sons of Jacob, out there with Murray Park, kicking it real hard. You don't know what's happening. Oh, we know. We go feed our people. That's right.
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, shalom, peace, shalom. All praise, honor, glory to the Most High, Yahweh, man. It's your brother, IQAhmath, first name, IQ, it's all the same. Shalom to the family that's in the house, man. Let me stop this banner from scrolling.
I pray everybody's doing well in the Shabbat, man. If I'm coming in clear, man, throw a 7 in the chat for me. Throw a 7 in the chat for me. Lord knows. And I hate to sound like a broken record, but the struggle is real. Okay. YouTube is back shadow banning the channel. Um, and technicalities is kicking in. They ain't sharing the videos, they ain't putting out notifications. They're really trying to stop the motion, man. Stop the motion and put muzzles over our mouths over here, man. And I'm sure other brothers are experiencing the same thing. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, seventh is up in the house. All praises, man. So at least y'all can hear me. Everything's going solid on that end. Salute to the family in the house, man. My Northwest messengers up there. Shalom to y'all. The house of Byron. Shalom to y'all, man. Bayan Shakar, you made it in. All praises. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Yeah, you say even the scoffers in the back. That's right. They be creeping in here, man. They just don't say nothing. But it is what it is. Shalom to them. Brother Ron in the house, shalom to you, Koab, shalom, Rosemarie, shalom, the Amawan, the fam, shalom to y'all, the Quab, shalom, Ashar, shalom, and anybody and everybody else. Carlos, I see you in the house, shalom. Anybody and everyone else who's going to be joining in, man, shalom to all of y'all, man, shalom to all of y'all. I want to get right to it. Action-packed, information-stacked episode today. I did a Man of Monday, man. It's been some months since I did a Man of Monday. All praise to the Most High. I had some time to knock it out, and I wanted to share with the family, man, another piece of the puzzle, the beast system. I've been, harping on this for a long time. The mark of the BEAST, is a topic of conversation that's floating around from Israelite circles to the evangelicals to, the Baptists and everybody else is concerned about, well, what is the mark, right? And everybody's, there's certain understandings, ideologies regarding it. Some are the proponent of there's going to be an actual physical chip that gets inserted into us, and that's going to be the thing that allows us to buy, sell, function within society. Um, and we're more of the understanding that it's not only going to be technology based, but it is going to be um, a spiritual essence of compliance and a lack of righteousness that one accepts and follows after a systematic way, a system that's been designed to draw one away from the Most High. So, as I move more in the spirit and understand more, it is going to be technology based. But what comes along with that is one complying and reliant upon such technology to survive and form as your base of salvation, as opposed to the law, statutes, and commandments and the faith of Mashiach Yahushai, which is what gets everyone twisted, right? So if you saw Monday's episode, you know where I'm going. If you have not and you didn't even know, feel free to explore the YouTube channel. Go back to Monday, and you'll see part one. So I found it necessary to do a part two because it's just so much information. I don't want to bombard and allow certain elements of this system and this information and this knowledge to go over brothers and sisters' heads. Lord knows there's enough distractions out there, man, to have our people looking every which way but loose, as they say. And if you entertain those things over, more than the knowledge and the wisdom and understanding that the Most High presents before us, you'll definitely get lost in the sauce. Everyone knows the so-called white man's got so many things out there right now, from sports and entertainment. If you ain't paying attention, you got the NBA playoffs going on. I think the teams that's left up in there really aren't of major popularity outside of the Boston Celtics. I think the rest are small time towns or teams that haven't really done much outside of Dallas. They won a ring a few years ago. So they're bombarding people with that. If not, it's the white girl in the WNBA. How much controversy she's causing. Or if not, it's Trump and his rallies, and what's going on with politics. If not, you still got Diddy on the back burner. If not, there's more stuff, that you can find yourself distracted with. All you got to do is look on the internet, and there's all kind of things that'll drive you bananas. But we got to lock in and make sure that we're paying attention to the things that are of utmost importance, which is our salvation. And the so-called white man is steadily hammering away at this project that he's calling a Great Reset, also known as the NWO. You know the acronym. I don't need to say it because when I do, the YouTube bots get notified, and then they put a banner on the video to say that this video contains information about a conspiracy about the, and then all of a sudden they start shadow banning the information, right? Nicki Minaj got arrested for drugs in Amsterdam. Well, there you go. Well, I thought Amsterdam was a freewheeling drug zone. Everybody smoking weed and hitting the red light district. And I mean, what's the problem? She's going along with the program. You understand? I didn't even know, but that's another thing, right? So there's plenty of distractions. I mean, the Drake and Kendrick thing, that's dying down now. They're trying to find some way to resurrect that, but there's more than enough foolishness out there, man. So it's of the utmost necessity, man. The brothers and sisters, man, if you have not, man, wipe your feet when you came up in here. All you gotta do is click the like button. And even if you're a hater, you gotta click the thumbs down. I don't care. But you know who does care is the YouTube algorithm bots, and they just saying good or bad, they're active over there. Something's going on that we need to notify the rest of their subscribers. We need to notify others when they're searching for the beast system, and you type that in the search bar, and according to the algorithms, they'll push stuff up there that they say, hey, these are some of the most popular videos that are talking about what you're looking for. That's how that works. Okay, and I'm slowly but surely figuring some of this stuff out and researching and trying to figure out like how does this thing work? You know what I'm saying? I know what they are doing to shut mouths. You dig what I'm saying? But it is what it is. It is what it is. Sean Kingston and his mom's getting arrested. I mean, Sean Kingston, when was the last time he made a song or a hit? But just because of some drama, he got arrested. Of course, they throwing that out there. I mean, who gives a damn at this point, man? The things that matter most is what we're going to talk about today. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, man. As the slogans of all YouTube content creators and all that say, like, share, subscribe, that good stuff. Do all that stuff for your brother and your sister out here struggling to maintain some light on this YouTube space. Do that for me. Because for sure we was back on the track of getting some momentum going, and visibility of the channel and the sharing it was up, and then boom, they shot us down. Like I told y'all, they said I played a Beyonce song and that was bogus, but anyway, they went back and got their eyes looking over here again. So just need the cooperation of brothers and sisters, man. All praises, brother. Looking for the information, they're trying to suppress it as best they can. So that's the best way we can do it. All right, enough filibustering by your brother, man. It's time to go ahead and get busy, man. Let me go ahead and share my screen. We're gonna get right into it. Let me see here. Let me stop that. Highly valuable info today. I kid you not. Y'all already know how I come with it. All praise to the Most High. Shalom, Shalak. I see you in the house. All praises. So we're gonna get right to it, man. So on the war front, right? If we're gonna continually compound the evidences of why and what the other nations are doing, and why it's important that we're supposed to be paying attention to what they're doing, right? As the old saying goes, man, when you want to find out where the evil is, you follow the money. You watch and see what the kings of the earth and the wicked are doing. They're posturing and preparing themselves for war. I mean, the Negroes out here preparing for war against their enemies down the block. The Hispanics is over here preparing war, against rival cartels and against their enemies around the block. Native Americans is still waging war and still having beef with each other after centuries. You understand what I'm saying? The rest of the nations, they're prepping for an entire global world war. Do you know that Russia right now, in the school systems, they're dropping, what class? They're dropping a particular class to go practice shooting at the shooting range. I got to figure out, what was that headline I saw? I didn't put it down here, but hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. Look at this. I didn't even include this on there, but it just hit me in the spirit. Get out of here. What are you talking about? I'm not supporting you. I'm using you. Like you used us. Okay, now look at this. Reuters. In Russia at war, kids are swapping classroom for a shooting range. 14-year-old Russian schoolboy David learned something new this month. Firing accurately with a Kalashnikov is trickier than with a pistol. 14 years old. 14 years old. The cats over here, 14, man, they're picking up pistols, not knowing how to use, properly use them, shooting at each other, killing your own. 14 years old over here, they over here popping pills, smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, ditching class, fornicating. Meanwhile, the so-called white man, and especially, listen, if you go down south, man, that's part of their culture. The so-called white man, they raising their kids up shooting guns at 4 and 5 years old. And here you see in Russia, what are they doing? They saying, you know what? Forget this education that we got going on over here. You better learn how to prepare for war. Remember last year, I brought out the article where they were instituting nuclear preparation as part of the school curriculum and preparedness, giving the kids gas masks and all kind of stuff. So look at this. 14-year-old Russian schoolboy David learned something new this month. Firing accurately with the Kalashnikov is trickier than with a pistol. With other pupils, he got to try out the weapons as part of basic military training, a feature of the school program that was dropped in the final years of the Soviet Union, but has been reintroduced since the start of Russia's war in Ukraine. In the southern city of Vladikavkaz, this month, teenage boys in camouflage uniform took turns at firing weapons and practicing first aid under the eye of instructors. Look at this. This is what their youth are doing. And what is the Israelites doing right now? Running around, partying, twerking, sliding up and down poles, doing tricks like a damn circus animal for money and for rewards, right? Committing themselves to all kind of folly and foolishness, getting ready to ignite a civil war with each other over this migrant situation. And meanwhile, they're over there prepping for war. This is why the Lord said, not only that, and let's get the classic. Good old Hosea. Good old Hosea. Mighty prophet Hosea. Hosea 4 and verse 1, read down. Verse 1. Hear the word of Yahweh, you children of Israel. For the Most High Yahweh hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of the Most High in the land. The Most High has a serious problem, disagreement, and a viable beef with the children of Israel, because we lack the truth, which is the law and the commandments. No mercy is being shown within each other. Deuteronomy 28:54 tells us that the man that is among you whose eye was tender and delicate is going to be evil towards his brother, paraphrasing that particular curse. You know, no mercy is being shown to our people ever since we did those slave ships docked on the east coast of Brazil and the Caribbean islands and on the east coast of America. No mercy has been shown to us since the Spanish Inquisition in Spain and Portugal. No mercy was shown to us ever since the transatlantic slave trade and the sub-Saharan slave trade with the Arabs, destroying and killing and enslaving our people and castrating our men, imposing Islam on our people. I mean, we haven't been shown no mercy. Need I say all of the names of the slain killed by police? I mean, y'all know. But then it also says nor knowledge of the Most High in the land. See, the problem is we've got plenty of religion, plenty of money. Our people is paying back right now in debt because of college tuition and loans. It ain't because of that. It's the true knowledge of the Most High. We got a plethora amount of denominations for our people to choose from, all pathways to lies and deceptions and wickedness and evil, following after religious standards in denominational religious structures that the so-called white man laid out for our people to said, pick one. As soon as you start trying to read for yourself and you embrace your nationality and your history, your culture, your language, your laws, oh, you're in a cult now. I think it's the other way around. The so-called white man establishes all these denominational religions: Baptist, Methodist, Jehovah's Witness, Seventh-day Adventist, Catholic, Christian, Islam, African Methodist, so forth and so on. All of these things are part of a cult-like system that he puts you in. And as soon as you break free and you say, no, I'm not dealing with none of that. Matter of fact, I'm going to read it for myself. Matter of fact, I'm going to research history myself. Matter of fact, I'm going to start disciplining myself and following after these laws, statutes, and commandments that help regulate me and my family based upon moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws, and sacrificial law. Once I start doing that, you're in a cult. You're trying to break free from the matrix. How dare you? Don't worry, we've already got terms like conspiracy theorists lined up for you to throw you in that box. Oh, don't worry, we've got terms like a black identity extremist to throw you in that box. Don't worry, we've already created an acronym for you and your kind, the BHI, the Black Hebrew Israelites. I mean, there's no such thing, but they already lined it all up. See, that's the knowledge that the world presents. And the Most High said the wisdom in this world is foolishness in 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter. So no knowledge of the God of the Most High in the land. That's why there's a controversy. It says by swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out and blood touches blood. Therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of heaven. Yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. See, everything suffers because of our downfall. The earth, the land, the beasts, the fowls, the fish, everything is dependent upon us to get right. And when we don't, guess what? Everything suffers. Okay? So when we see these other nations, man, our people being destroyed for lack of knowledge, the so-called white man respects knowledge. He respects wisdom. And look what they're doing in Britain. Britons should have 3 days worth of tin food and water, the government says. Didn't one of the heads of NATO come out and say that 3 months ago? And I showed y'all the video. Well, he said everybody needs to have at least 3 days of food and water prepared. 72 hours. They said the worst will happen within the first 72 hours. Anybody that still survives after that, pray and hope that the government or some sort of assistance comes in and saves you. Other than that, you're assed out. So my folks out there in the UK, y'all know who you are. I don't know if this is being put out there on a global scale, but or they're telling y'all individually, but this is what it is. You understand? Wind up torches, tin meat, and bottles of water are just some of the items the government are advising people to stock on. It urges the public to prepare for emergencies. Did you hear that? Urges the public to prepare for emergencies. Is that, last year in 2023, September, or was it October, was a month of preparedness. They were giving out bug out bags in Colorado and other states. They're trying to tell everybody, get prepared. And we can shout from the rooftops, hold on, as the Most High tells us, shouting from the rooftops. And he that have the ear to hear, let him hear. That's why Yahweh Shah said that. He said, man, everybody's not going to listen. Everybody's not going to pay attention. So it's okay if there's a minute amount of people that's watching, viewing, because at the end of the day, myself and the rest of the brothers at MLTC, we ain't doing this for the views. We do this because it's an obligation of work out of love for our people. And because the Most High said, if we know what's happening and you don't want the people, blood is on our hands. So myself, other brothers, other camps, all out there crying aloud, trying to warn our people and let our people know what's coming down the pipeline. And those who's going to take it serious, those who understand and know and read it and see it in the spirit, all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, man. Through the grace and mercies of the Lord, we might have a better chance of surviving this thing than the rest. Because the Lord already announced 2/3 of his people is going to be too stiff-necked and hard-headed to even pay attention. They're bound for death. That's their lot. 1/3 of our people are going to take heed and make it up out of here. Ezekiel 33, it says, verse 1, again, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, this message is for my people. Because the Lord said, I got to say it to them, just like we read in Hosea, the 4th chapter. Speak ye unto the children of Israel, blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics. This call is for you. The Lord is concerned with you under the pipeline. The rest are cannon fodder. The rest are just sheep ready for the slaughter. And speak to the children of thy people and say to them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people, then whosoever sounded the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. Trumpets are being blown all throughout our community, all throughout the internet, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. The men of Israel are out there putting the word out, trying to notify, wake up our people, let it be known. If it falls on deaf ears, the Lord said, that's okay. Their blood is going to be on their own head. He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. His blood shall be upon him. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. I'm going to read that again. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. But if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, if I see what's going on and I ain't going to let nobody know. You see that, Rosemary? If they ain't telling y'all nothing, huh? See, where my other sisters at out there in the UK? I need to catch up with them. That's okay. I know my brother Joshua, he out there with the family too. Got to catch up with them because that's information that clearly they ain't letting everybody know what's going on. But we'll get to that in a minute. But if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand. So the Lord said, man, even if you don't warn them, they're still going to get put to death. But guess what? They're going to get put to death based upon their iniquities, their lack of repentance, their lack of knowledge of how to please the Most High and worship and honor him in truth and in spirit. But it says, but his blood is going to be on our hands, my hands. See, verse 7. So I have said, "Watchmen to the house of Israel, therefore thou shalt hear the word at my mouth and warn them from me." So our job is to warn. So let's get back over here. Britons should have 3 days worth of 10 food and water, the government says, right? Now you can say, "Hey, I ain't doing none of that, man. The Most High got me. My faith, hey, all praise to the Most High. Your faith is at that utmost. Um, all praises. I'm not mad at it, man, because the Most High does say that His name is a strong tower against death and a defense and so forth and so on. You believe, you call on the name of the Most High, and you pray to Yahweh that He provides you with food and victuals and water and healing and whatever. All praises, all praises. Uh, but there's also a necessity of preparation as well. Like I've always been preaching and telling everybody, it ain't always just for you. Your canned goods is not going to save you when the nukes start hitting. It ain't for it ain't necessarily for that. We're just talking about emergencies in general, right? Preparedness in general. I mean, if we're being warned about famines and pestilence and plagues, and Yahweh tells us, "Hey, these things are coming down the pipeline." I mean, why give us warning if we're not to prepare ourselves? What did the Most High tell? He said, "Prepare thyself for temptation." Right. That means that we got to arm ourselves up with the whole armor of the Most High, according to Ephesians 6. So, if we're being told preparation is necessary, if Joseph was told, "Hey, 7 years of famine is coming," and what did he do? He prepared for it, along with the faith, along with the prayer. Gotta make sure that we understand. Okay. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Shalaki, y'all. All right, so let me get back over here, man. So, uh, dealing with preparedness, right? These are just things that are being told out of wisdom's sake, right? Didn't Isaiah 33:6 tell us wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation? So yes, the wisdom and the knowledge of the scriptures, the wisdom and knowledge of self, the wisdom and knowledge of the law, all those things are necessities. What comes along with that also is wisdom, meaning a foresight of understanding, and the knowledge of how to apply that wisdom is what's going to help keep you stable in turbulent times. I think we can all agree we're in turbulent times right now. Things are rocky. Jake don't know if you're going to get laid off next week, 2 months from now. You don't know if you're going to be able to pay your bills. You don't know if you're going to be able to buy that gas. You don't know when and if your son or daughter might get drafted. Remember last week they were talking about conscription over there in Europe, preparing the draft for 18 years old and older as they're preparing for war. There's a lot of instability going on. I mean, you see all these weather anomalies going on all across the world. Extreme heat, tornadoes, floodings, earthquakes, turbulent times. We're wondering when and if Iran is going to finally just unleash and start bombing away on Israel. We're wondering if NATO is going to get loose on Russia and just spark off World War. Unstable times, right? But the Lord said, in order to maintain stability, a clear focus and a clear head, what are we talking about? We're talking about wisdom and knowledge of the Lord. So continuing on, it says Deputy Prime Minister Oliver Dowden has revealed a new website to advise people on how to protect themselves from various risks, including biosecurity crises, flooding, power outages, or another pandemic. Oh, So we know that the pandemic is definitely on the list of variables that could affect us within the next. I don't want to put no time frame on it, but in the future, the future could be tomorrow. The future could be a year from now, 6 months from now, 3 months from now. Let's just put it like that. We know that that's part of the situation. There was a big, hoopla, and I talked about it too regarding the solar flares and the possibility of that taking out the grid. Down in Texas right now, they're dealing with extreme heats right after they just got to getting hit with floods in Houston. They're talking about their power grid is being pushed to the max. Right? Biosecurity. Oh, hacking into what the biometric sphere that they're trying to set up. Digital hacking. Right. So they're saying prepare for any of these emergencies that might come up. They're saying they're urging the public. Meanwhile, sister just said they ain't saying nothing. Which public are they concerned with, though? If you ain't got the complexion for the connection, you're probably not getting those urgent warnings. So-called white man, he gets the inside track on information, and then he disseminates it to who he thinks is worthy of what they're planning. Let's continue. So it says the Prepare website calls on households to stock up on bottled water with a minimum supply of 3 liters of drinking water per person per day, but says 10 liters are recommended for more comfortable levels for cooking and hygiene. Right. So there you go. Let's move on. Rishi Sunak to warn the next few years are, quote, the most dangerous for UK in a major speech. So this guy right here, I believe he's the prime minister right now in the UK. And here he is on the campaign trail and getting ready to talk about how he foresees the next 5 years or the future for the UK, let alone the world. Listen to this. Mr. Sunak's speech in London will focus on security and broad challenges facing the UK as he argues voters face a stark choice in who will lead the country. He will say, quote, I feel a profound sense of urgency because more will change. More will change in the next 5 years than in the last 30. Did you understand what he's saying? Because the so-called white man knows that his time is short and limited, they're fast tracking. Their program. I think in Revelation 12 speaks on that. Yeah, look at it. Revelation 12 and 12, right? It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and or the sea, right? For the devil is come unto you, down to you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So now, as they say, time is of the essence. Well, now you see and understand why the so-called white man and the beast system and the dragon is fast tracking and moving at breakneck speed to make changes in the earth. Remember when the demons was on that guy Legion? I believe that's either in Mark. I think it's in Mark the 8th chapter. And when Yahweh Shai approached him and they said, Yahweh Shai, O son of man, have you come to torture us before the time? See, they know, the demons know that they have but a short time here on this earth to raise and be agents of Satan to stir up all the controversies, to stir up all the bidding that the Most High is going to have take place in order to bring the final frontier, the end of all endings, right? They know that it's about time frame. So it says because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Now let me make sure that's it. Is it Mark 8? Let me see if that is. No, that's not it. Oh, it's Luke 8. Slacky. Luke 8. And let me see here. Where's that verse at? Well, Luke 8, verse 20. That's not the one. Luke's account. Whose account was it? Let me see. Shalaki. Give me 1 second. Let me find that one. Let me see. Matthew 8. I knew it was an 8 and an M. Let's look at Matthew's account regarding Legion, right? And I'm gonna start. I'm gonna read just 28 and 29. It says, and when he was come to the other side into the country of the Gergesenes, there met him two possessed with devils, coming out of the tombs, exceeding fierce, so that no man might pass by that way. And behold, they cried out, saying, what have we to do with thee, Yahweh, thou son of Yahweh? Art thou come hither to torment us before the time? Oh, see, the demons, they know, man. Time is limited. They understand and know. The so-called white man knows his time is of the, is limited in regards to his rule. That's why we just got to read in Revelation 12 with the dragon, and him acknowledging that. So getting back over here to this article, it says Rishi Sunak, even though he ain't a white man, but he's running a white system built upon European principles and concepts based after Rome, right? What did he say? He's just a mouthpiece for the beast, or their element of the beast system. He's part of the seven heads, right? Or the 10 heads and seven horns. Or was it 10 horns, 7 heads? Lucky. So it says, I feel a profound sense of urgency because more will change in the next 5 years than in the last 30. So we see him fast track and change. I'm convinced that the next few years, listen now, will be some of the most dangerous yet most transformational our country has ever seen, has ever known. So they're talking about dangerous times are coming ahead, most dangerous, mind you, that's a quote, right? And transformational. What and how are they changing? If you saw the video I did on Monday, the woman went into the English pub. She wanted to use legal tender, as she called it, paper money, and they rejected her. And the little proud Edomite woman that was the manager of the pub, she was so, yeah, my name is such and such, and yes, I represent the beast, and yes, I'm not going to take your money, and no. Right? That's what's going on. Transformational. So there's getting ready to be a whole change in how we understand and observe our ways in the earth, what we eat, what we drink, how you access things, how and where you're going to be limited to travel. All of those things is coming down the pipeline. Technological advancements that's going to force everybody into a new system, right? Just watch as we continue. Many of y'all know this. Some of y'all don't. Some of you share this video and they saying, oh, what's this? Oh, yeah, I heard about some of this, but I don't know too much about it. I'm glad the brother's going into it so he can give me a little bit more information so I can research myself. Hopefully that's the objective, right? But let's continue. The prime minister is also expected to talk about foreign policy describing China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran as an axis of authoritarian states who threaten the UK, global immigration, and artificial intelligence. So these are the things that he's, saying are going to be the biggest dangers coming down the pipeline. Foreign policy, China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran, i.e. World War III opposition, because the UK is part of NATO and under the armpits of America. And they're talking about global immigration. So here we are in America talking about the migrant crisis, but guess what? It hit Europe first. Europe is flooded. I played a video over a year ago With them crossing over from where were they coming from? Damn. They were coming from all over, man. But all I know is they was in Italy, they was in Spain, they was rushing through. It looked like a plague of them zombies. They're in France, they're in the UK, they're in Spain, they're in Italy, they're in Portugal, they're all over the place, man. Muslim migrants, they calling them. You know, same thing happening over here. And if y'all remember the system that I put out there, and I told y'all, it's called Cloward and Piven. That's a strategy. You bring in migrant classes, you collapse the whole damn economy, build up a new slave class. Cloward and Piven. Go look it up. I shared that information with y'all a while back, a couple months ago. It's a planned system that they got going on, right? They know what they're doing. They got to break it all down, as I've said before, and slow Biden speaking out them two slits in his face called lips, and the forked tongue waggling out. He says, we're going to build back better. Remember, that was his campaign strategy. It will build back. What do you mean? Oh, that means something was already collapsed. Something was broken down. But you need to build it back again? Okay, now you get it. Let's move on. China warns of Taiwan war as military drills encircle the island. Remember, China's already been talking about invading Taiwan. They've said by 2027 it's going down. So here we are moving a little bit closer. We're halfway through. We're damn near halfway through with 2024. We'll be in 2025 before a blink of an eye. They may push the panic button sooner than that. They're already putting out fillers right now. Guess who's got to come to the rescue for Taiwan? Yes, you guessed it, America. As I've stated before, and y'all know, America's going to get drawn into war one way or the other. They've got their hands in so many pots, it's not even funny. Something's going to burn. China warned on Friday of war over Taiwan and said it would ramp up countermeasures until, quote, complete reunification was achieved, as China forces conducted military drills around the self-ruled island. See, Taiwan broke off from China, claimed themselves to be sovereign and independent. They said they didn't want to be part of China no more, but remember, they were all part of the one China policy, and America even stands on that and says that we back China's right to say that no, they're part of China. They can't run around and say that they're independent. But guess what? We got so much imports coming from them. We've got so much of our hands in colonization up the the rear ends of the Taiwanese leadership that they're an asset to us, and we can't let that slide. We can't just let that go. So China, you got to fall back. We know you're right. We know that there's a governmental policy that you guys are standing on. It's not just because you're big bullies. We agree with that, but Taiwan has started to latch on to the poisonous breast of the great harlot, the mother of harlots, right? And we don't mind letting them guzzle down some of the wrath of the fornication and the wickedness that America presents. So let them suck and you back up. It's basically America's answer this thing. Warships and fighter jets encircled Taiwan on the second day of exercises that Beijing said were a test of its ability to seize the island days after its new president was sworn in. China's military kicked off the two-day war games on Thursday morning surrounding democratic Taiwan with naval vessels and military aircraft as it vowed the blood of independent forces on the island would flow. Did you hear that? They basically said, man, we're going to light this place up, man, till all of y'all that are claiming quote-unquote independence over here in Taiwan, your blood is flowing off the island. 2 days of circling, taunting, beating war drums, showing off their military power and might to Taiwan, and told them, if you want these problems, you're going to get all that you want, all that you can handle. That's coming down the pipeline. The exercises were launched 3 days after Lai Ching-te took office and made an inauguration speech that China denounced as a confession of independence. Look at this guy. How about what's going on with these demons? Look at this. Israel is ordered to stop all attacks against Hamas Rafah by top court in the United Nations. So the UN now has risen up and told Israel, stop the attacks against Hamas. You're out of control. Matter of fact, you're wrong. See, now the nations are becoming more transparent and showing, hey, guess what? All these pro-Palestinian protesters going on. I mean, the dirt that's under the nails of the Amalekites is more and more prevalent. The videos, the TikToks, the X videos that's being shown on Twitter or X or whatever the case may be, all of the criminal aspects that's going on. It's undeniable. So now even the United Nations is telling them, stop. Watch this.
What the Palestinian need is immediately stop war.
Pressure is mounting on Israel to reach a ceasefire deal in its war against Hamas. This comes as the Gaza Health Ministry claims nearly 35,000 people there have died since October.
Yeah, now multiple countries are formally recognizing the Palestinian state, and the top court in the United Nations is ordering Israel to stop all attacks against Hamas and Rafah. The International Court of Justice made the ruling yesterday with members saying the goal is to protect citizens. Israeli officials claim Hamas terrorists are hiding amongst refugees in the city of Rafah. It continues airstrikes on the city even as the ICJ made the ruling. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says the country has no plans to stop until the threat of Hamas is eliminated.
So there you have it. They stand in defiance of even the UN. They're saying we ain't stopping, right? Remember, what was it? Couple of weeks ago, they had, or maybe a little longer than that. There was supposedly a treaty agreement that was on deck, and Netanyahu said, "I don't care if it's a treaty agreement or not. We're continuing bombing. We're going to invade Rafah." So the world is seeing what's going on, but guess what? And people might be saying, "Yes, finally the UN is stepping in. They're going to stop the war. We can finally have peace and stop all these protests and everybody get along." And guess what? No, it ain't going to work. Psalms 33:10. It says, "The Most High Yahweh bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect." You see, they can come out here and talk about, hey, well, we're demanding that you stop bombing. You just heard Netanyahu said, man, we ain't stopping nothing. This will continue until we eliminate all of Hamas. Well, how are they going to do that if they're saying that they're hiding amongst civilians? That means, we guess we got to kill the civilians too, as they've been doing. 35,000 people died since October. That's within the last 8 months? What, 7-8 months? 35,000 dead, many are women and children. As they're saying they're looking for Hamas. No. See, the Lord said the council of the heathen is going to be brought to naught. The UN can get together and talk about we're going to stop the spirit of World War III going on. The Most High said, no, you're not. Because I'm going to put it in the spirit of the GMO small hat mouthpiece, Netanyahu, to tell him stand in defiance of the world. You're going to continue bombing. You're going to continue being the evil and the wicked demon that you are. Everybody's going to see it. And because of your defiance, it's going to cause some other nations to get involved. Remember, there was 3 nations already that jumped in and said, it was 3 nations. I forgot which 3. That said that they were ready to recognize Palestine as a independent nation. And that pissed the small hats off so bad, man. The GMO heathens was over there pissed off. Hold on, let me see what that was. God dang it. Hold on. Damn computer's tripping. Let me get the three names for y'all real quick. I want to put that out there and not drop that dime on y'all. Yeah, three European nations break with U.S. and formally recognize an independent Palestine. Which was the three? Where are they at? And this is the damn transcript. I don't want that. It's lucky, y'all. Look at that. They said 4 more countries. What's Al Jazeera saying? They said Spain. They just announced. It was just. That's NPR. Let's see what Yahoo say. More countries will soon recognize Palestine as a state. Why is it such a big deal? At least 140 members of the UN acknowledged Palestine's statehood. Norway, Ireland, and Spain. These were the 3 that I was talking about. And they're talking about even more. So the UN is turning their back on the small hat plight and plea for their ability to defend themselves. Remember, that's getting played out now. Ain't nobody buying that. Israel has the right to defend itself. I mean, that's over with, man. At this point, it's an offensive, and we see that. You dig what I'm saying? So the Lord said he's going to put their counsel to naught. The United Nations can try to stop this thing and talk about they're going to bring peace and stuff. No, it's already been ignited. Remember, even the Most High said, man, if he drew the bow, who's going to turn it back? The Lord drew the bow, man. Who's drawing it back? Is that 2nd Ezra 16? Let me see. Yeah. Let's just read 2nd Ezra 16. We'll read 3 down. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive a hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire in the stubble when it hath begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer. The Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? See, the Lord is already, look, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. So when the Lord sent forth these judgments, the arrows is already gone. The strong arching arm of the Lord has already been put out there, man. So the counsel of these heathens is going to come to naught. They're thinking, oh, we're going to stop this. No, not going down. Not going down. As he stands in defiance. Con, there you go. Ireland, Norway, Spain. Yep, there you go, Kohath. You on it. Look at this. Ain't this the pot calling the kettle black, man? Payback is a mofo. The UN, the ICC, they put out a warning. I mean, not a warning, a warrant for Netanyahu for war crimes. And guess who's the first to step up and say, we'll arrest him? Getting back to the World War II scenario. Germany says it will arrest Netanyahu as Israeli envoy appeals to Berlin to defy the ICC. Israel ambassador urges the German government to reject the outrageous ICC move. So look who's coming for blood. They want payback now. Huh? The Germans said, oh, all that talk that you've been beating us down with about how much it cost, and you've tried to create a monopoly on oppression because of their issues with the camps and gas and everything else. And now they're like, oh, it warrants out for him? Oh, yeah, guess what? He steps foot over here, man. We arrested him. We'll turn him in. We need a little bit of payback. We need they boot up off of our necks somehow. I mean, they're still getting quote unquote reparation payments every year from America because of it. In the billions. Look at it. Israel ambassador to Berlin, Ron Prosor, was rebuffed by German Chancellor Olaf Scholz's government on Wednesday after the envoy made a dramatic appeal on X, formerly Twitter, to the federal government to reject the ICC's legitimacy fully. Scholz spokesman Stefan Herbstreit was asked on Wednesday if the German government would execute an ICC arrest order against Prime Minister Netanyahu for alleged war crimes during Swords of Iron. Herbstreit said, "Of course, yes, we abide by the law." So the Germans is waiting to get some payback, man, to go lock his butt up. Good luck with that, though. They've had a warrant out for Putin since the shortly after the war began, and he's been flying all around. Ain't nobody arresting him, man. So, these are kind of veiled threats and fake ploys of outrage just to satisfy all of the George Soros wind-up dolls that are doing pro-Palestinian protests and everybody's outraged in the world. They want to make it appear as though, hey, we hear your voices, we're doing something. We'll put out a fake warrant for Netanyahu. Hopefully somebody acts on it and arrests him. Ain't nobody going to arrest him. Hey, guess what? The UN, we're against what Netanyahu's doing. And we're going to tell him he better stop bombing right away. And he came right back and said, I ain't stopping. What? Is the UN ready to, unify their troops and go over there and submit an insurrection and say, guess what? This guy's committing sedition against NATO. Are they going to do that? No. But for the public, it's going to make it sound as if, we're doing something about it. That's why the Most High said that the Council of the Heathen is going to come tonight. Because it ain't sincere. Let's continue. Helicopter carrying Iran's hardline president apparently crashes in a foggy mountainous region. Everybody knows what happened with that, right? Everybody was wondering, hey, was it a assassination attempt? What happened? Well, let's look at this real quick.
Thanks for that, Tristan. It's now 4 minutes past the hour, and new this morning, Iranian state media has confirmed Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi has died in a helicopter crash. Officials say all passengers on board that helicopter, including President Raisi and Iran's foreign minister, died in the crash. The helicopter was returning from an event at the country's border when it went down in northwestern Iran. State media reported late last night there was no sign of life at the crash site, before later confirming the president was killed. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says the incident appears to have been an accident.
At this point, there is no evidence of foul play. It looks like an accident. It was very bad, foggy weather in northwest Iran where the copter crashed. So it looks like an accident, but it's still being fully investigated. There is no evidence of foul play.
Now, I want y'all to pay attention to this. I'm not saying that it is, but you got to read body language. You got to know that the devil in the details. You got to know when he's speaking fair, so forth and so on. When this went down, immediately the small hats popped out and said, it wasn't us. It wasn't us. I mean, you only speak out of guilt. It's almost like, when something goes down and the first person to jump up and defend themselves, when no accusations was made, nobody said anything. And you saying, I never said it was you. But now you acting strange. Now you acting guilty. Like, why are you all of a sudden be the first one to try to defend yourself when nobody even said you did anything? America pops out. No, okay. No foul play. No foul play. Who brought up foul play? Oh, okay. Now y'all hear where I'm going with this? What's up?
Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says the incident appears to have been an accident.
At this point, there is no evidence of foul play. It looks like an accident. It was very bad, foggy weather in northwest Iran where the copter crashed. So it looks like an accident, but it's still being fully investigated.
Per Iranian law, the country's vice president will assume power after receiving approval from the supreme leader. The law also says Iran must call a presidential election within 50 days.
Now, so good old Chucky Schumer says, hey, it looks like an accident, i.e. the Kobe Bryant situation, right? Kobe flying from Orange County, flying back out to Calabasas, wherever he lives at, trying to make it back for his daughter. After his daughter's game, they were trying to get back for some other event that was going on. I'm of the opinion, you know, that Kobe's so hard pressed, man, to be so stringent upon his lifestyle. The pilot might have said, Kobe, this is bad weather, man. I can't go that way. I need to go around the other way. Or actually we shouldn't leave. There was an engagement that he had to go to. I'm pretty sure Kobe was like, man, we'll be fine. Just come on, take it. Let's go. I'm paying you for this job. Make it happen. Right? Here you have the same situation with his president, right? Foggy weather the whole nine. He's being told through his training, it's probably not the best condition that you should be flying in. Either he convinced the Iranian president, Ibrahim Raisi, that no, I can handle it. Don't worry, I got it. And they crashed, or there could have been some mechanical issues, or, I'm of the opinion that.
Thanks for that.
Oh, what'd you say, Hillary? Oh, be sure to make it look like an accident. Oh, okay. What happens when you see those movies of assassinations and all that, man? They tell the assassin, man, it's got to look like an accident. You follow where I'm going with this? Wait, Hillary, what did you say, Hillary? Oh. Now, what they say, that make it look like an accident. That's what they call like a TV trope. And for those that don't know what a trope is, right? Let me help you out. Here's a trope. It's a word or a phrase that is used in a way that is different from its usual meaning in order to create a particular mental image or effect. Metaphors and similes are tropes, right? So when you're reading about, metaphors, similes, what Hosea 12:10 say, similitudes, those are considered tropes. The small hats will say, if you say that they run Hollywood or they've got all the money, they say that that's a trope, even though that it's based in truth. They'll utilize the word trope and say, you're just making that up. You're just trying to create a mental image into people to cause an effect. You want people to hate us because that's a trope, right? So when you hear this in the movies and they say, hey, you know what, it's got to look like an accident, that means that something real happened, but meanwhile, it's being disillusioned as an accident. So Hillary, she told us, hey, it's got to be made. There's a reason Schumer twice. There's no foul play. I'm just saying, I'm not saying I got proof of anything. I'm just listening to the devil and I'm watching this forked tongue wagging. And the Most High tells us when he's speaking fair, don't believe him. Who knows, man? That pilot, he could have been an operative, for America or for the Israelis. He could have been being blackmailed with his family. He could have been broken. They could have been, he could have been in heavy debt. Maybe America, whoever said, guess what, man? You go mess around and, commit the suicidal act, man. Allah's waiting with you with 70 virgins in the whole nine. So don't worry about it. Commit your jihad. And we'll take care of your family for life. Who knows? I mean, what would make an experienced pilot fly in conditions that is dangerous, that you should not be in, and risk crashing and taking anybody out? Well, Hillary said that you got to make it look like an accident. Chucky Schumer said there's no foul play. It appears to be an accident. Then he doubles down again. Yeah, it appears to be an accident. Oh, so that's what it looks like. Oh, okay. Maybe I'm going too far down the rabbit hole for y'all. Let me move on. All right. Okay, hold on. If you remember back in September, you see the highlight, September 18th, Iran was granted back $6 billion of their money after they released 5 American hostages, so-called political prisoners. They got $6 billion back, right? And America told them, you can only use this money for humanitarian needs. Remember that? The Iranian government now has access to $6 billion of their funds to be used for humanitarian purposes as part of a wider deal that allowed 5 Americans who have been in prison in Iran to go free. The money which has been held in restricted accounts in South Korea. Tell me that the so-called white man does not run the earth. Tell me the so-called white man is not Esau that the Bible speaks of, man. I mean, who else is being able to control another nation's funds and then be able to network their money into different nations' bank accounts? Who's in control of the earth again? The money which has been held in restricted accounts in South Korea. America took Iran's money, $6 billion, and put it in a restricted account in South Korea. How can they convince the South Koreans to say, hold this for us? We just took money from another nation and we're going to put it in another nation's bank, and we're calling the shots on both of y'all. Who's in control of the earth again? Huh? Oh, okay. Before being transferred to a different restricted account in Qatar. Oh, so now they take that money from South Korea and they go to Qatar and say, here, you hold this money via banks in Europe. That's America. That's where the home of the beast system and the mother of harlots, man. Everything flows through here. And at the helm, riding on the beast, is this great harlot being manned by the so-called white man. He controls the banks in South Korea, Qatarian banks in Europe, Iran's bank and their money. He's in control of it all. And told the Iranians, if we give you your own money back, you can only use it for this. And we're going to be watching and regulating everything that you're spending it on. Watch this. Iranian and U.S. officials were notified by Qatar on Monday that the transfer had finished, according to a source brief on details of the matter. While the Iranian government claims it can use the money however it pleases, that's key. They got the money back and they said, don't tell us how to spend our own money. F you. Oh, but the Biden administration has repeatedly stressed that the funds are narrowly limited to non-sanctionable purchases like food and medicine, and that they will be subject to strict oversight. White man comes out and says, giving you your money back, and we're going to be watching you with strict oversight to make sure that you're spending it how we tell you to. But what's been being floated around all since this war began after October? Oh, Iran is funding the Houthis. Iran is funding Hamas. Iran is funding Hezbollah. Iran is sending money here, there, and everywhere. Iran's buying up access for nuclear power in exchange for figuring out, when and how they can get their nukes cracking. So now we're seeing that they violated their agreement with America about how they can spend their money. And guess who that upset? Notice it says here, September 18th, this came out. October 7th is when the Israeli-Palestinian conflict jumped off. Iran immediately is held liable with their funding of said matters with Hezbollah and Hamas and the Houthis and everybody else. So guess who they made upset? Look, and a week before the helicopter crash, the U.S. calls on Iran to halt unprecedented weapons transfers to Yemen's Houthis for attack on ships. So the United Nations told Iran, hey, matter of fact, was it last Monday? It was either last Monday or this previous Monday, right before the helicopter crash. The United Nations told Iran, hey, stop sending weapons to the Yemeni Houthis that's attacking these ships and monopolizing the Red Sea, so forth and so on. You think they did it? No. It ends up happening. Beep, 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 beep. We're having issues. We're going down. We're going down. And the president's out of here. But, hey, Hillary said, even though we see all these issues, you got to make it look like an accident. I'm just saying. Something to make you think, okay? Something to make you think. So they were warned. They told them, first of all, don't spend that money we gave you. Second of all, we're warning you, stop sending weapons and all this stuff to the Houthi rebels. You ain't stopped doing that. We're going to have to make a move. All right. I'm not going to read this for time's sake, but y'all see where I'm going with that. Let's look at some of the issues going on in the earth regarding this weather. Right. So what's next? Mosquitoes swarming around Houston. The future could bring even more. Remember, Houston just had massive flooding and all that. Mosquitoes is next. But what has been plaguing South America, Florida, and certain areas, that dengue fever, remember that's being held by the mosquitoes, or they were talking about a heavy plague, could be enacted because of the mosquitoes. Now Houston's got massive mosquito problems going on because of all the water and everything else going on. Be it far from Bill Gates to talk about him and his GMO mosquitoes. I know y'all know about that, or if you don't, look it up. The GMO mosquitoes, lab grown, right? He's got those things floating around. He did a TED Talk some years ago when he was talking about how they could carry, disease and all this other stuff. And he let him out in the middle of the TED Talk, and he was like, oh, "It's not fair that just the poor people can get bit." As he joked about that. If y'all didn't see that, man, look up, Bill Gates TED Talk about GMO mosquitoes on YouTube. You'll see it. So all of a sudden now, swarms of mosquitoes is hidden. Dengue fever is a problem. Who knows if it's going to be a plague issue going on in Houston? So far, I haven't seen no reports regarding it, but time is still early. After flooding-induced rain pummeled much of Texas over the past few weeks, another sort of inundation is now swamping the Houston region. Mosquitoes, lots of them, more than many longtime residents can even remember. More than they've ever remembered. Longtime residents are saying, "I've seen mosquitoes, but never like this." On Thursday, another powerful storm swept through the area, downing trees and power lines and leaving more than 900,000 residents without power at one point. Yeah, I seen a report said almost 1 million people were without power as of last week, Thursday. Again, preparation. So storms and swarms of mosquitoes heading down the Houston area. Houston area grapples with heat, power cuts, and after major storms. So Houston can't get a break. They get hit with major storms, flooding, jacked up power lines, and everything else. And then the following week, this past week, they've been getting hit. Last week, they got hit with a heat wave right after that. Thousands of people in the Houston area faced sweltering heat without power on Saturday following severe storms that claimed at least 7 lives, according to the local media, National Weather Service. So you've got heat waves, flooding, plague of mosquitoes going on down there, man. It's crucial. Shout out to my peoples out there in Houston, man. Look at Texas power demand to break May record in a heat wave on Friday. And this is so interesting because me and Aladar were just talking about this a few days ago. And trust me, I'm not begging and waiting for it, but California's weather has been off lately. It's been in LA, nighttime, 50 degrees, 50 degrees, 53 degrees. And I know y'all in the Midwest and back east, y'all saying, "What? That's shorts weather." Not for us. All right, it's a little different. 50 degrees, 53 degrees at night. That's cold for us. That's not normal for us to be having at this point in stage, man. We're almost about to hit summer. Things supposed to be turning around by now. We've had cloudy days the past few weeks, Meanwhile, there's heat waves going on in Texas, Florida, China got hit, India then got hit, massive heat waves going on all around the world. And the states that's supposed to be having decent heat and weather is very slow. At times like these, when it's like cloudy, it's supposed to be hot, and you feel a little bit of humidity out here, we always call that earthquake weather. Not saying that it's going earthquake. I don't know, but what we do know is that something ain't right. Something ain't right. I don't know. I'm not going. Is it HARP? Is it weather manipulation? The so-called white man messing around, preparing something? I don't know. But it's just very strange. Very strange. Let's continue. Dozens dead in blistering weeks-long heat wave in Mexico. Last week, you remember I showed y'all the article with the heat wave killing people in India. Now they're getting hit down in Mexico. New preseason hurricane forecast is highest ever issue. Brace yourself, Florida. They're talking about hurricane season coming in early, the preseason. Getting ready to rock Florida. Listen, so a lot of things in the weather now, man. Judgment of the Lord is happening, man. The earth, remember we talked about the earth suffering because of the children of Israel in Hosea. And then you also got it Isaiah 24. Isaiah 24, read 4 and 5. It says, the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. So all the minerals, the resources, the things that the earth was built to sustain the people of the Lord, right? Remember, because the scriptures say that the earth was made for our sakes. It's languishing. It's faltering. The white man wants to talk about, oh, it's global warming. No. Ain't got jack squat to do with no damn global warming. It's the judgment that the Most High pronounced upon even the earth because of our people transgressing the laws, breaking the everlasting covenant. Remember, the Most High even had a covenant, which is hijacked by the alphabet, Scrabble gang, LGBTQ plus HIV community, the rainbow, that he wouldn't destroy the earth any longer with water, but fire will be the next judgment that happens to the earth. So even the earth is held and bound by covenant. So when it's being broken, it's facing judgment. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. You're getting sinkholes happening all over the place. Earthquakes, volcanoes, tornadoes, hurricanes, heat waves, flooding, you name it, is all here. Verse 5. The earth is also defiled unto the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant. See that? Look at Psalm 78. And no. Shalaki. Ecclesiastes is one I want. Ecclesiastes 1. And let's look at verse 5 and 6. It says, the sun also ariseth, and the sun goeth down, and hasteth to his place where he arose. See, the sun moves in its cycle. It's obedient to the commandments of the Most High. It arises, it goes down, it maintains its discipline. It hastens to the place where he rose. It makes haste when it's time to get back up to high noon, preparing and warming the earth, doing what it's supposed to do, right? But look at this, verse 6. The wind goeth toward the south and turneth about unto the north. It whirleth about continually, and the wind returneth again according to his circuits. So the wind goes through its particular motions. This is why when you even read in Romans, the first chapter, and it talks about the things that are evident are built by I don't want to misquote it, but everything that we see from creation, and I don't want to misquote it, so let me go there real quick. And I ain't even got to the meat of the matter, y'all. Let me speed up because I'm bumping my gums a whole lot on some of these other stories. But look at this. Romans 1 and 20 says, for the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen. So the invisible things, we don't see the wind. We don't see those things, but we see its impact, blowing against trees, knocking down power lines. We see it blowing on your clothes. These things are all creations from the Most High. Even the wind, making the waves crash, causing tsunamis and things of that nature. It says those invisible things from the creation of the world are clearly seen. Everything down to an atom of bacteria, you know, things that you can't see nakedly with the eye that you need microscopes for. Those living organisms are all things that were created by the Most High. There's no other explanation for it. You can't say a Big Bang did it. Oh, a random explosion of planets and continuing on, it says, for the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. So we know that the Most High creates all of these things, right? Ecclesiastes 1:6, again, it says, the wind goeth toward the south and turneth about unto the north. It whirleth about continually. That's a tornado. That's hurricanes. That's how the Most High operates. So not only does he have his normal coastal breezes and, you know, the tropical breezes and all that, but the Most High said he can whirl it around continually too. When you see them hurricanes, you know, videos and stuff moving through different towns and tearing up stuff and avoiding one house and going around another, that's the Most High. The wind returneth again according to his circuit. So it gets back to his own obedience. Right? Now, look at incredible footage shows destruction as deadly tornadoes rip through Iowa and kill multiple people. 15 counties declared disastrous zones with hospital forced to evacuate. Homes toppled. $25 million are under severe warnings. I mean, mind you, this is all, I mean, it's damn near every week. Every week for the past month or so, it's been something going on in the world, weather related. Look at Iowa. It looked like it got hit with a nuke. Whole town's wiped out. But you see down here, you see how some houses are barely touched, you know, look like they still got some structural standings going on, but the rest is all wiped out. That's how the Most High moves. Most High like, look, skip that one, hit that one, destroy all of that, tear down half of that one, move that car over there, destroy this. And this is just this last weekend in Iowa, right? Look what happened in Mexico. Not only did they have a heat wave, but here they are at a political rally, and then you wonder how the Most High moves. Look at it. I don't know what she was chanting. I don't understand Spanish that well. But it says several people have been killed after strong winds toppled a stage at a campaign rally in northern Mexico. Nueva Leon. She gets the chant and everybody's out there for the thing, right? This is after it happened, but this is right before. That was all from the wind. The Most High sent a strong wind just that fast. You don't see anybody moving around like it was already windy out and all of that. No, that strong wind came suddenly out of nowhere. The Most High says, shut up. And there's no other way to put it, man. The Most High was like, man, I'm shutting this down. We know that there's massive corruption that goes on down there in Mexico with politics. I don't know exactly who was being what political party they was going for. I don't know who they was, but all I know is that the Most High blew that wind down there and told them, shut up. Psalm 78:26 says he caused an east wind to blow in the heaven, and by his power he brought in the south wind. So this is all through the power of the Most High. When them winds get to blowing and tearing up stuff, all you got to do is look to the Most High, because that wind came out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Let me look at this one in Wisdom of Solomon 5. And this is judgment upon the wicked, man. I'm gonna just read 20 down to 23. Because if you read earlier, the Most High talking about how the wicked and everybody's gonna be amazed at the strangeness of our salvation, and then how he's gonna execute judgment on the wicked. Said verse 20, it says, his severe wrath shall be sharpened for a sword, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise. Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds, as from a well-drawn bow, shall they fly to the mark. And hailstones full of wrath shall be cast out of a stone bow, and the water of the sea shall rage against them, and the flood shall cruelly drown them. Yea, a mighty wind shall stand up against them, and like a storm shall blow them away. Thus iniquity shall lay waste the whole earth, and ill dealing shall overthrow the throne of the mighty. So this is what ends up happening, man. The Most High was acknowledging mighty winds come from him to overthrow the iniquity. Y'all see how the Most High felt about them holding court for the politics over there, right? Brother said Nahum 1 and 3. Let's look at Nahum 1 and 3. If that's the jealousy, you're exactly right. Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna read 1 and 2 and 3. It says Yahweh is jealous, and the Most High revengeth. The Most High Yahweh revengeth and is furious. The Most High Yahweh will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. The Most High Yahweh is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. Yahweh hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and in the clouds are the dust of his feet. Kind. Beautiful precept. Good one. Good one, Brother Byron. Yeah. As you can see, this is where they at with. All right. Let me move on. Got to get to the real deal. All right, here we go. Here we go. Now that I've got your attention, look. See, I don't want to repeat too much about the scriptures I covered on Monday, but I will for the sake of those who didn't get a chance to see certain precepts. Right. What we do know is this. When we're talking about the beast system and we see how the so-called white man is setting up a digital sphere based upon blockchain technology, crypto, everything based upon computer chips, technology of facial recognition, QR codes, phones, dependencies upon particular technologies that survive. This is all a grid system, a hive mind that is all being based upon the new evidences of where they want this world to go. The beast system that's being enacted. He's going to try to establish it via his own wonders and miracles and so forth and so on, right? Psalms 107. And let me read verse 24. Psalm 107, verse 24. Now it says, these see the works of Yahweh and his wonders in the deep. So, no, is that the right one? No, that's not the one I wanted. Damn, what was the one that the Most High said that his ways are deep? I can't remember the precept off the top of my head, but let's start here. Let's start Revelation 14 real quick. We talked about Revelation 13 regarding the M-Ark. Put it together, M-Ark. Last time, like I said, we did videos about the Revelation 13. They got taken down. They flagged the channel and the whole nine. So they don't like us talking about that. So I'm gonna skate around, but still hit the nail on the head. Here's one thing that we got to look at when we're talking about the system that's being established. Okay. And how seductive it is. Watch this. Revelation 14:8. It says, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, so when the beast, his image, become manners of idolization, when they become your manners of salvation, when you leave off from the laws and the commandments of the Most High in the faith of Yahweh Shai, when this becomes your new idol of worship, you're in trouble. And receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. So you've got two options on how this thing's going to play out, right? The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High. So if you receive either way, or you are complicit in moving with this particular system and form of worship, and you're committing yourself to it, the Lord said you're going to enact drinking the wine of his wrath, which is poured out without mixture, straight, no chaser, into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So it's going to be witnessed. It said, in the presence of Yahweh Shai and the holy angels, torment, fire and brimstones happening to all those who worship the beast in his image and receive the mark in his forehead and in his hand. Right? And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever. So there's no coming back. And they have no rest day or night. That's a key. Who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Yahweh Shai. So verse 12 is telling us that that is the key on how to avoid being consumed with said system of the beast, the mark of his name, so forth and so on. Here is the patience of the faith of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Yahweh Shai. So it is about keeping the commandments and the faith of Yahweh Shai when it comes down to making particular choices in life. Let me give you an analogy that came to me this morning. The way that this system is set up, and it came to me in the spirit this morning. The way the system is set up and the way that they're implementing it, it's like a roller coaster. And what do I mean by that? You go to your favorite theme park, whatever the case may be. They got this big new attraction, man. This big old roller coaster, man, bound to make you scared. You know, you love heights, you love tempting yourself and putting yourself out there and fear of excitement and all that. Oh, this is the ride for you. Line is long as hell. Everybody's waiting in line, right? As you're waiting in line, you're being distracted. You're talking about, how long you've been waiting in line. Oh, how many rides you've been in. You and all your buddies. Everybody's on there. Your family. Everybody's talking. You end up talking to some more people that's in line with you. Hey, how's your day been going? What'd you ride on? Blah, 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 blah. Everybody's there. You ain't paying attention to nothing. You're trying to make the time go by. Talking about how much it costs you for your hot dog and your hamburger, and how much you pay for parking, and what you're going to ride next, and wow, how hot it is out here. Doing everything to distract yourself, right? Just slowly making your way up to the front of the line. And as you get closer, you start looking, and if you're paying attention, you're seeing people riding, and you're hearing them screaming and all that other stuff. You're like, oh man, that looks crazy. You hear them screaming? Oh shoot, this is crazy. But you still ain't got out of line yet. You still, I can't wait. You get that thrill seeker homie of yours is like, man, I can't wait. I'm ready to go. Oh, yeah. But you might be the one who's getting butterflies in your stomach, and you're like, man, I don't know about this one. But meanwhile, you're still in line. You're still going, right? Then you get to the point where they're giving you warnings. Hey, you got to be this height. Make sure that you're wearing your belt. If you tuck all your belongings in your pocket, if you lose anything, it's not on us, and blah, blah, blah. And, you read the warnings. You're still saying, yeah, okay, I'm going to keep going. Keep walking in that line. You get to the front. And now you're at the point where the ride is close enough where you feel the wind going by. And everybody's, and you might be the one that says, you know what? I'm out of here, y'all. I'm not getting on this. What? You scary? You punk? You a wuss? Yeah, you know what? Call me all of that, man, but I'm out. I'm not riding. I'm leaving. I'll see y'all at the finish. I'll see y'all outside when you get off. Oh man, you punk, just stay out here. And it might be some of your other friends might be like, man, I got the same feeling, but I can't punk out. I'm staying. I'm going all the way with this thing. You jump on there, they get on the ride, and next thing you know, it's and you say, no, that's not that bad. And then you get up, it's 100 feet up in the air, 150 feet up in the air, and then that drop. And you're going all over the place, right? That's what I'm meaning when we're talking about how they implement this B system. It's like a roller coaster, man. They're slowly but surely implementing things and getting people used to it, stroking your egos, massaging your mental, making you feel like it's not going to be that bad. Don't worry. You're going to need this. You can't survive without it. This is how everybody's going to be doing it. And if you jump out, everybody's going to talk about you. Everybody's going to isolate you. Everybody's going to have a problem with you. So many of us, we're in line, but you got to know when to jump out of line. You can't get seduced into the thrill seeking saying, I want to go all the way. I'm jumping in. I can't wait to see. I just want to see what it's like on the first drop. That first drop, you might have a body fly out. Y'all seen some of the stories about malfunctioning, rides that people dying on and getting beheaded and all kind of madness going on? You want to wait for that? Or would you rather see it ahead of time and say, you know what? I've gone as far as I think I'm gonna go in this line, man. I see what this thing is. I don't think I really want to be tempted like that. Shoot, hell, you black and Hispanic, man. You already tempted when you driving down the street and the police pull up behind you. That's enough thrill seeking for me. I don't need to be riding on no damn thrill seeking ride. So at some point in time, it's going to be evident that certain elements of compromise, certain elements of forceful natures is going to be put into place, that choice is going to have to be made. Either I'm going to go all the way and jump in on this ride and take it all the way and see where it takes me, or I can bail out and let the chips fall where they may as far as my faith is going to take me. Because that's what they're trying to set up right now. Hopefully that makes some sense. So it's not immediate. They ain't just gonna pop up and be like, hey, this is it. Take this in your hand or your forehead. No. That's not gonna be the case because, hey, you know what? And this is why I say it's not gonna be obvious. Some ain't gonna like it. Some, it is what it is. It's okay if you don't agree. Some is expecting a micro thing to get poked up in you. My thing is this. If it was that obvious, I mean, even the white evangelicals and all of them, they all saying it. It was the Edomite woman came up with some of that concepts and was really heavy pushing that back in like the late 70s, early 80s. Oh, the mark is going to be this RFID. Get ready. That's one time rejection aligned with the so-called white man. Yeah, we ain't taking it. So if anybody's wondering, I'm not promoting anything. I'm anti VAX. As I said on Monday, my youngest ain't been vaccinated. Before I got real knowledge about vaccination. My oldest son, he got the first couple shots as a baby, and this is over 20 years ago, well over 20 years ago. The knowledge wasn't out there as heavy as it is now. But once I got that understanding, he never need to touch him since. And then my youngest, he did nothing. So if anybody's wondering, oh, well, he's saying he's gonna take the ain't nothing getting poked to me. I didn't take the COVID and none of that. So be clear. I'm not promoting anything but righteousness, right? But you got to understand and know the so-called white man and this beast system is not going to be so obvious. Everybody named mama knows about the micro and poking on. He's got to come a whole nother way. If you knew that was going on and that's what you were standing in line for at that ride, you'd been like, man, I ain't getting in that line, please. But no, he's got to change it around so where there is a allure to bring you in. Oh, it's going to be fun. Don't worry. Everybody's doing it. Come on in. Hey, you can make friends. You can talk about everybody, rich or poor, Everybody's in line. Why aren't you? See, that's the seduction. Look at Revelation 19:19. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. So the kings of the earth, they're all going to try to make war with Yahweh Shai. That was spoken of in Revelation 17. I think 2nd Ezra 13. They're talking about how they're going to try to make war with Yahweh Shai. Right? Zephaniah talks about it, I think, in the 9th chapter. And various other books about how, the nations are going to try to make war with Yahweh. But watch verse 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him. So the beast is America, as the auspices of Rome. That's the little horn that came up out of Rome. So Rome is the fourth beast spoken of in Daniel, the 7th chapter. America sprouts after Rome. The false prophet is the technological advancements that are set up by his wise men of Babylon, like the Chaldeans were of old. These are the miracles that they said before you. Oh, they could talk about how you can have a baby without having sex. We can do that. Oh, you got designer babies using CRISPR technology, where you can have a designer baby. You want them to have that. You want to mate them with a high IQ, athletic, this, that, and the third. Brown eyes, blue eyes, whatever. They're lab growing babies, food, plants, technology to where, he's created so-called airplanes to get you from one place to another in a matter of hours. Leave it to him. In your pockets and in my pocket, in your wallets, not in your wallets, but in your purses. You've got a thing called a cell phone. It's damn near like a crystal ball. All you got to do is swipe and wipe. It'll tell you whatever you want. You got AI, Chat GPT, everything. It'll write your term paper for you. It'll write up a movie script. It'll do everything. All of these particular miracles. Oh, we've cured this disease, that disease. All in the name of falsehood, because what? They want you to worship them as opposed to the Most High. Right? Beast was taken with him, the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast. So there has to be an element of deception in order for this mark to go forth. Somehow people are going to have to be tricked into believing that this is good and it's not that bad. If everybody's got knowledge and saying, hey, that micro hip thing, that's bad. There's no deception involved. But he's got to do it in a whole nother way so that you are deceived into believing that, hey, this ain't that bad. This is okay. And I didn't have to do what everybody thought it was, how it was going to come. It came a whole nother way, but it's okay. An element of deception is going to come into play in order for this to get pushed forward. And them that worship his image, these both were cast alive into the lake of fire burning with brimstone. So the lake of fire is waiting destruction and ultimate judgment of death. Right now, if we go back and if we recognize and see the elements in which he's trying to perform this deception, 2 Thessalonians, I'm gonna start at 5. I'm gonna start at 4. I'm gonna read down. It says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the power, or that is worship, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. So there is a entity who has possessed the people, who is carrying out all these things, that they now sit in the temple. They're the ones that is promoting, even Revelation 3 and 9 tells you, all those that say they're Jews and are not, they're going to come down and bow down and worship before thee. Revelation 2:9, who's claiming to be sitting in our temples, who are claiming to be us, the ones that are out there promoting themselves, saying that they're the victims of the how much it cost, and everybody got to feel bad for them. And even if that ain't the case, they're backed by the mother of harlots who promotes all of this foolishness. They sit back in the temples and promote all of the denominational religions of worship that now everybody is supposed to be able to follow. And if you don't, like I said earlier, you're in a cult, you're ostracized, you're looked at as a non-believer. They set up all of this stuff. He believes that he is the Most High. And who are we talking about? The so-called white man. How did he show himself that he is God? Media, TV, film, Cesare Borgia, so forth and so on, right? And that's another thing. I'll get to that another time. For time's sake, let me keep it pushing. It says, remember ye not that when I was with you, I told you these things. And now ye know that what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. So there's going to be a revealing of this wicked spirit, person, so forth and so on, right? For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. So the iniquities, the sin, the unrighteousness, the sowing of wickedness has already been planted in the earth. You're talking about ever since the so-called white man came into power, and all the nations really, but the leading proponent of all manners of iniquity, the so-called white man, has taken the crown since 331 BC with Alexander. And it continues as it is this day. It's already at work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Watch this. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So he's going to create lying wonders through his technology, through everything that we mentioned before, the deceivableness of unrighteousness, having you believe that, God is going to save everybody. Christ died for everyone, even me and all my wicked history and everything that I've gone through. Oh, bow down and worship this image that was created, so that there's an element of white forgiveness. Everything is psychological. He's done it all, right? Now it says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. So if you remember in Luke 4, the 4th chapter, when Christ came out this 40-day fast, who was waiting for him? Satan was waiting for him, trying to tempt him, telling him that, I know you're hungry. If you want, I can make these stones rocks. Make these stones bread, and come on, you can have this. But the one thing that he did, though, he showed him all the kingdoms of the earth, past and present. He said, all this the power has been given unto me, and I can give it to whoever I will. All you got to do is bow down to me. Christ obviously told him, go to hell. But guess who got the same offer and accepted it? Who's controlling and running all the kingdoms of the earth? Who's the earth that's controlling the hands of the wicked? The earth's been given into the hands of the wicked. Who did we just get through reading earlier that seized bank accounts of Iran, $6 billion, and then transferred it into multiple accounts in different countries and controls their money and told them, when you take it out, I'll tell you who you can spend it on. Revelation 13 says the power was given to him unto this beast by the dragon. In chapter 12, it tell you that the dragon is Satan. So Satan empowered the so-called white man. And now he's utilizing all the knowledge that he received on the left-hand side, all of his occultic practices, all of the sacrifices of the youth, blood facials, drinking the blood, all of everything that he's into, man. He utilizes all this information of wickedness and unrighteous knowledge, witchcraft, you name it, to create signs and lying wonders, to deceive, right? So now he's got particular technology, man, that's going to have everybody out here moving in a fashion that they don't see it. Caught them by surprise, thought it was cool, And meanwhile, it's nothing but snares and traps to entrap individuals to fall victim to the system. It's like this. I utilized the analogy of the rides, right? And me and Alada were talking about this a while back too. It's like remember before they had direct deposit, everybody got paper checks, right? And as soon as direct deposit came into play, everybody wasn't so quick to jump aboard. Everybody was like, hold on, you telling me my money is going directly into my bank? Like, oh, no. Some of us was like, no, I need that paper in my hand. Give me my check. Okay, well, that's more paper getting wasted. You can have your check earlier. If you get direct deposit, some jobs give you your check 2 days earlier. And other people got to wait till Friday. They created more of an inconvenience, and some of us still held tight. Like, nah, that's okay. I need my check. I'll deposit it into my bank. I need to see it first. Don't just pop it in my account. Some jump right in. Oh, so convenient. I can't wait. Yeah, drop mine in. Oh yeah, I want my money early. But then guess what? Slowly but surely, jobs started restricting it. Saying, oh, you know what? We need your banking information, direct deposit. We don't do paper checks no more. We don't know. They start playing games with your check. Oh, the mail came late. Well, guess what? You're gonna have to come get your check on Monday. Oh, the check was supposed to be here at 10 o'clock a.m. on Thursday, but sorry, we don't know what's going on. Oh, we're cutting down on paper uses for the earth. We're going to stop printing out checks. Everything's got to be digitized. And slowly but surely, all of us fell into it and said, okay, damn, direct deposit, that's it. And then we even get comfortable and say, that's not that bad. All right, shoot, I'm glad my check is there. You see how that works? It's slow seduction. So it don't seem that bad, but eventually it's going to be like, hey, in order to get your funds, you're going to have to download this. This is going to have to be part of your program. And once you download this, we need all the your medical information, your history information, the World ID. I showed y'all that in that video last Monday and before that. There's going to be a compromise that is going to lead to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High being on the front burner, or you put it on the back burner and you go all in with the system. What's that breaking point going to be? I'm not sure yet. But right now, while he's still allowing stuff to go down, he's just reeling people in, laying the snares down. Look at this in Psalm 64:5. They encourage themselves in the evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. See, this is our enemy, man. They are constantly, remember, even Micah, second chapter, says, man, they practice evil while they sleeping in their bed. How they can seize lands, oppress a man in his household, and so forth and so on. They're searching out matters of iniquity. They're searching out evils and wickedness and how they can diligently put it out there. It said the inward thought of every one of them in their heart is deep. And I know some of our people, man, be saying, it can't be that bad, man. Y'all are over-exaggerating. Man, you crazy. But that's because your mind, my mind, doesn't even think about going into those levels of wickedness and thing. Who's thinking about how to create more diseases to infect people? Who's waking up thinking about how they can seize lands and manipulate property? Who's thinking about how we can crash whole economies and take advantage of everybody that lost out? I mean, who's thinking of those levels of wickedness, man? Manners of torture, destruction, and death. Only him. And it says they encourage themselves in the evil matter, man. They got counsel. We see Psalms 83. Crafty counsel. Encouraging one another. No, that's not going to work. We need to do it this way. No, guess what? What if we come up with this and we come up with a deadly plague that we can actually promote and say that it came from bats, and then we'll blame it on the Chinese. The Chinese are going to say it wasn't them, but meanwhile, it's going to spread around. We're going to lock everybody down. We're going to poke people in the arm. We're going to... You understand? That's how all of they sitting back encouraging themselves with new ideas. I think the Simpsons had a whole episode where they were talking about, the plague that happened, and a whole think tank of them trying to think about how they were going to oppress and commit, mass murder and all kind of madness, right? They commune laying snares privately. So they're setting up the traps. They're lining it up. Psalm 127. We'll read 1 down to 5. It says, a song of degrees for Solomon. Except Yahweh build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Except Yahweh keep the city, the watchman waketh but in vain. So that's why our houses, our temples, got to be secure in Yahweh. If the Most High ain't built it, best believe there's some vanity in it. Something's going on that ain't right. Continuing on, it says, it is vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat bread of sorrows, for it. So he giveth his beloved sleep. You know, you can't sit up stressing about everything that's going on right now. What's happening, man? The Most High said, get your sleep, trust in Him. You know, Lord willing, we remain in the faith of Christ and keeping these laws, we'll be okay. All right. Lo, children are inheritance of Yahweh, and the fruit of the womb is His reward. As arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are the children of the youth. Happy is the man that hath his quiver full of them. Shalaki. I'm reading this, and I'm in the spirit reading it, but I don't think this is the one I want. I think I wanted is it 120? Shalaki, I thought this was it. Maybe not. We'll forget Psalms right now. For time's sake, I'm going to get another scripture in Proverbs 13. And look at this. According to what we just got to read regarding the snares of iniquity. And I think that's what I wanted about the snares of iniquity in Psalm 64. But look at this. And this is how we know that when you're dealing with the mark, the system, so forth and so on, it is going to be about the laws and the commandments, or committing yourself to wickedness and unrighteousness based upon the new enactments of the system that's going to be set forth. It's going to be follow after these wicked ways or not. Just like I said in Monday's DSTM about First Maccabees 1:41, about Antiochus putting out the decree. Everybody follow out the ways of the Greeks. Otherwise, you know, be subject to death. And the Jews leave off their laws and follow after the strange ways of the nations. No more keeping the commandments, no more keeping the holy days. Anybody keeping the Sabbath, circumcising, would be subject to put to death. Jason had to be subject to escaping into the mountains and catacombs, you know, to maintain the laws. They burnt up all the books of the law, so forth and so on. Everybody that's familiar with that, that's what it's going to boil down to. So Proverbs 13:14 says, the law of the wise is a fountain of life, to depart from the snares of death. See, the snares of death is what we just got to read in Psalm 64. The snares of death is what we read in Revelation 19 about in 2 Thessalonians 2, about what all deceivableness is going to get everybody to follow after their wickedness. The mystery of iniquity, so forth and so on. What's going to keep us preserved is the law of the Most High. Period. There's no getting around it. There's no debate about it, whatever the case may be. Okay. Now we know the ability to buy, sell, so forth and so on, small, great, rich, poor, is all going to come with the compromising of what's in your right hand or in your forehead. Now remember that was a second option, or right, or his name or the mark of his name, so forth and so on. You might say, well, what is those? Just lightly putting it out there. The mark of his name, Revelation 17, tells you that the name was the mother of harlots, mother of abomination, so forth and so on. So when one commits themselves to the ways of the mother of harlots, the abomination, so forth and so on, you've accepted that mark in your forehead. Or you've accepted the name. You're abiding by, you're pledging your allegiance to the name, right, of the mother. Number is the 666, so forth and so on. And those 6 is a number of incompletion. The scriptures tell you that anyone that accepts that will not see the Father's rest. But remember, we read in Revelation 19, it says that they're going to not rest and they're going to be into everlasting torment. So when one accepts the incompleteness of them being able to follow the laws, keep the commandments, the faith of Yahweh shine, they did not reach the 7th, which is the rest, which is in Hebrews, the 4th chapter. It tells you the eternal rest that the Lord set up, which is the kingdom. All right. And that's just briefly overviewing it. But I want to get to these articles real quick. And I'm gonna run through them. Now look at this. And notice the word that's being used here. The process of digitally marking, The process of digitally marking every human is well underway, but how many humans are even aware of this, of where this is leading? Megabank JP Morgan gearing up to launch a broad biometric payment system that will be made available to all retailers. So they're creating a whole system where biometrics is going to be based upon, you don't have to have something put in you. Your fingerprint is a marking. Your ability to, utilize these particular systems that's locked into one payment system. They've got a one pay all Visa card that's coming out. MasterCard is getting theirs. They're vying for position to who's going to be the one that leads the charge on the new system. Okay. So looking at this briefly, Megabank JP Morgan Chase is planning to roll out a biometric payment system and make it available to all U.S. retailers by early next year. So all the retailers are going to be able to start switching up and saying, hey, just like they did in the UK, oh, we can't accept cash no more. You've got to pay digitally. They're working on trying to create what they're calling a whole system where value is going to be everything of value is going to be based upon digital currency and assets. Okay, so they're changing up, just like we said. You're getting paper checks, and now all of a sudden they're saying actually it's going to be direct deposit, and it ain't going to be everybody's got to get it right away. You can go some years with people. Most of us are going some years. We're getting paper checks before they locked it down and said no more paper checks, man. You're gonna have to get this damn direct deposit. So that's where you monitor the timing of where and how they're trying to accelerate. Just like we seen the Prime Minister in the UK said, in 5 years things is going to be moving even more faster than they have in 30 years. That's kind of the time frame that we're looking at, and they could move it even shorter than that. Who knows? So continuing on, it says this will enable shoppers to make purchases without pulling physical paper, fiat currency, or plastic credit debit cards out of their wallets. All they need to do is submit to have their palms or faces scanned upon entry into a retail store. Did you hear that? Palm or faces. Didn't we see the mobile woman over there in China? In order to access her Chinese debit card that her cousin got for her, they had to scan her face in order to activate the card, i.e., forehead. Okay. So for the person who's waiting for them to get locked down in the FEMA camp or wherever the case may be, to get poked in the head with something, they automatically gonna know I'm avoiding that. But guess what? If they say, no, it's not that. It's just facial recognition. Here, plug your face in. And once you do that, you lock into a system, and now your access to your payments is only going to work for certain things. You can only buy this. You can only do that. You can only do that. Oh, it will not work. Let me see. They're going to make it somehow where you got to violate. They're going to try to make everybody violate the Sabbath. Oh, your payments are only going to go through on the Sabbath. You can only get your money this way. Somehow, somewhere, they're going to try to make it to where you're compromising elements of the Sabbath, right? Or dietary laws. Your digital credits is only going to be able to buy you 3D printed meat. Your digital credit is only going to be able to buy you GMO infused, foods that's got pork in it or whatever. They're going to do something. And that's where you got to make the decision to say, no. I don't want no parts of this mark. I don't want no parts of the system. I'm out of here. Lord be with me. Let's move on. Now, JP Morgan Chase, one of the biggest banks in the world, they're in there buying up and compromising some of these smaller banks that's been committing bankruptcy and bank failures and falling out of favor with the market. They're consolidating and swallowing up some of these banks. See, JP Morgan Chase is right to be bullish on retail biometrics. So JP Morgan, one of the biggest banks in the world, is pushing for biometric payments. Okay. And it's all going to be based upon, I'm going to show y'all in a minute how it's going to work. Look, 2024 payment prediction. Consumers will embrace biometric payments. So they're already counting on, they've already done the actuaries. They've already done the testing. They're saying right now people is a little skeptical, but they will embrace it. Just like I said, skeptical about getting direct deposit But guess what? Fell in line and did it. Look, biometrics is a technology that uses individual physiology, fingerprints, and facial geometry to verify a person's identity. These tools allow users to simply process like logging in and unlocking devices through biometric authentication. However, biometric use cases go beyond basic tasks. They also streamline the payments experience while adding an additional layer of security. See, that's what they sell. Everybody wants to be secure. We can stop people from hacking your account, stealing your crypto, stealing this, that, and the third. All you got to do is make your payments, your money line up with you physically. Nobody is you. Nobody's got the same fingerprints. You understand what I'm saying? That's what they're going to sell it on. So when they crash the crypto or there's massive theft and fraud going on because it's not regulated, people are going to beg for a solution. I lost $200,000 in my Bitcoin. What the hell's going on? I can't get it back. Blah, blah, blah. And Americans say, see? And they're the ones that stealing and set up the hackers and everything. They're going to say, see, don't you want protection? Well, guess what? We've got this new CBDC system that we're lining up. And it's all encapsulated within the World ID and this, that, and the third. And nobody can steal from you again. Aren't you happy we're here for you? See, these tools allow merchants and payment providers to offer faster, more convenient checkout experiences while blocking bad actors. We've seen that Amazon Fresh and Amazon and Whole Foods did the beta test on that. I covered that, talked about that before, right? So they already know. Scan your palm, put in your debit card or your credit card. Your palm interfaces with the card. Now you don't need the card no more. Anytime you use your palm, it pulls up your credit card information, your debit card information. That's how they get the payment. Clean, done deal. And no need to inject you with nothing. And guess what? It's going to make people's consciences be a lot more clear because they're going to say, this isn't the mark. This isn't. Yeah, I didn't have to get nothing. But meanwhile, you're in the system. Meanwhile, that's going to translate into something even worse every time that you use it. Then there's going to be even more regulations on what and how you can operate with this. That's when it's going to become more problematic, in my understanding. Survey sees U.S. consumer confidence for all biometrics. See, people are starting to buy into it. Unease with business use of biometric data appears to be settling in for U.S. consumers. Marketing statistics published by GetApp, a business software marketplace, indicate that whatever shine that touch-free biometrics got during the pandemic is fading. The company compared concerns that people reported with biometrics as a concept in this report and one published in 2022, and the market appears to be edgier. See, when people had time to research, people were looking in, they were like, I see this is where this is going. I ain't with that. Now they're seeing people are easing up off of it now. People are buying into it. Why? Because they stroked everybody's ego. Tell them, don't worry, it's for your own good. Hey, look at the technology. It's already on your phone. Don't worry about it. We downloaded it. All you need to do is put your thumbprint on there. This is why Apple already set up security locks on your phone. It's based upon your biometrics. Oh, thumbprint, you can't unlock your phone. Facial recognition, put it on your face, you unlock on your phone. You see the scams going. You see the problems that's going on in people's relationships because the woman done woke up and scanned the man's face and going through his phone and finds him cheating and all kind of madness. That's all part of it. Okay. Worries rose marketed in 5 listed areas: data misuse, breaches, ID theft, privacy, and accuracy. So they're acknowledging what's going on, but they're showing that since 2022. People are now becoming more adept to wanting to get to it. Just like I said, you're in line waiting for the ride, and now you're getting more and more excited, more nervous. The butterflies kicking in. You can't wait to get on. Someone's going to say, hell no, I don't like the way this feels. I'm out of here. Others are going to say, man, I'm on. I can't wait. Look, biometrics for payments, not tracking customers at Amazon, just walkout stores. So they say, oh, it's not tracking you. Don't worry. Palm payment acceptance ticks up. Amazon says the Just Walk Out store in the Seahawks Lumen Field NFL Stadium launched last year is a rousing success. Did you hear that? So they're implementing it in the sports arenas. Various sports arenas now are going contactless and walking out stores, because all they got to do is scan their palm and they're walking out of there. Hey, what better way? Halftime is almost over. You trying to get your food. You trying to rush back to your seat so you don't miss part of the game. Let's get him in, get him out faster, right? When the pandemic was going on, they had that at the Staples Center and somewhere else. They had contactless payments that was going on. See, that's where the pandemic comes into play. Don't you want to be hands free? Remember they were talking about that the plague was on the money. Yeah, you don't want to you want to use cash, man. You know it might have the vid on it. So they're migrating everybody into a system where they're saying it's more convenient. Hey, why carry around that money? People might rob you. People might you might lose your card or whatever. Don't worry. And what better way? Bread and circuses. Everybody loves to be entertained. Your concerts, sporting events, so forth and so on. What better way to attract the sheeple in by utilizing it there? So the Seahawks Stadium, rousing success. The AI system allows fans to enter a concession stand, grab what they want, and walk directly back to their seats without going through a checkout process. A Just Walk Off store in the stadium saw double sales when compared to the previous store in the same location. So there you go. Those entering the store can use a credit card at the entry gate or elect to scan their palm biometrics with an Amazon One device as their payment method. When a user picks up an item in the store, the system adds it to their virtual card. If the user returns it to the shelf, it will automatically remove it. The customers are charged for what they take as they leave the store. So it tracks you. All right. Look at this. 3 strikes and cashiers are out at the new ball game. Baseball's back, and this year more stadiums are tapping frictionlessly checkout to cut labor costs. The Colorado Rockies has got it going. They're implementing the Amazon Just Walk Out. Who else they got on here? Airmark Sports Entertainment shared with the Boston Red Sox, Kansas City Royals, the Houston Astros, you name it. This is how Tampa Bay, they getting ready to implement this in all of the damn stadiums. Because them stadiums be holding 70,000 people, 50,000 people. The Staples Center holds like 20,000 people. What better way to massively get everybody locked into a particular grid? You can get them by the thousands immediately. And people, you come back and people, you're standing there waiting in line. You see somebody walk in, walk out, and you're like, hey, it just stole something. And somebody saying, no, that's the new walk out thing, man. You should have scanned your palm. You've been in and out. And then they say, well, yeah, damn, next time I go to the game, man, I ain't waiting in this line. I'm gonna go scan, I'm gonna get in and get out. That's the allure. That's how they seduce. That's the deceptiveness. See, with all deceivableness. This is how the beast is gonna deceive them to take the mark. Look at this. This is the company called Fingerprints. A lot of these companies are vying for position to see, well, who and where is the beast system? Who's going to take us on? Is my technology going to be the one that leads us? Leads everybody down the path of destruction? So here's Fingerprints. This is a company that deals in biometrics. They use fingerprints to co-link with your card, your security at home, everything is all lined up. But let me let this go.
Fingerprint is a technology company. But in the end, what drives me and the technology development is to create products that make everyday life more simple and more secure. And our goal is to develop.
These are the lying wonders. These are the acts of the false prophets that we spoke about in Revelation 19 and in Revelation 14. Okay, the technology. Trying to make everybody believe in these new miracles.
The best performing and securest biometric solutions. Products that work in all situations.
The key question is what motivates people? How can we change their behavior?
Did you hear that? The key is what motivates people and how can we change their behavior. This is all social experimentation. They're trying to see, how do we lure them in? How do we get them in the trap? How do we get the snares on them? Change their behaviors. We got to change their thinking. We got to get them into believing this is the way to go.
How do we make people feel safe while making their lives easier?
Across the world, everything, and I mean everything, is becoming connected. And the need for a faster and safer identification and authentication has never been higher.
Biometrics is already the fastest, safest, and most commonly used way of unlocking smartphones and verifying mobile payments.
Taking a step towards a world all in for biometrics is a natural movement for us. We make things more convenient and more secure, whether it's at home, at work, or together with friends in your daily life.
We have already shipped 1 billion fingerprint sensors. Technology is used by people every day.
Did you hear that? He said they've already shipped 1 billion fingerprint sensors. Let's continue.
And it's integrated into many different devices. But this is just the beginning. We know what it takes to launch new technology.
Did you see that? The fingerprint sensor goes underneath of the chip on the card.
This is just the beginning. We know what it.
You will not be able to access that card until you put your fingerprint on it. Anybody steals your card with this particular technology, anybody tries to take your card, they can't activate the card because the fingerprint does not match. You can't buy or sell unless you're locked into this particular fingerprint card. And you've seen him open up the door with his fingerprint also.
It takes to launch new technologies, and the future is very exciting.
Like most people, I want the freedom to use my time to what matters the most. Biometrics just makes sense. It is the answer to an easier life.
But education is key. And we are responsible for better educating the market about the security and the convenience of our solutions. But also how empowering biometrics can be. Less to worry about and more time to save. And with knowledge comes greater interest and trust.
If we work together as a global industry and unite to take advantage of biometrics, the results will be amazing.
Imagine being able to travel, shop, unlock, and personalize, to move freely through the world without having to remember password, PIN code, or your ID. Who doesn't long for that?
We will continue to innovate and bring new technologies to the market to realize our dream, which is a seamless and safe future with biometrics in your home, in your wallet, in your car, everywhere.
It's not special. Everything locked in, man. You see them scanning the eyes for the facial recognition. They got the fingerprints lined up. Not only is it going to be locked in with the fingerprints, but your biometrics are going to be locked into the QR codes that we talked about on Monday. All right. This is anybody wants to see the information that I just showed. It's this website called fingerprints.com. I just put it on there. You can check it out for yourself. For time's sake, I'm not going to go into the website, but it gives you the whole rundown on everything that they got going on there. If everybody wants to see what I'm talking about, fingerprints.com. All right. Continuing on. Why are all these? And if you notice too, a lot of the elites now are heading for the hills. They're bailing out. Why? What's going on? What are they running from? Right? World Economic Forum founder Klaus Schwab steps back from his executive post. This guy's been the poster child of evil. He's been the poster child for the WEF. Now he's backing down. Why? Where is he running to? Jeff Bezos, he backed down from his position as Amazon head back in December. There's a multiplicity of executives and heads that are backing out and they're running away. What are they running from, and what are they trying to escape? Why are they running off building bunkers and multi-million-dollar yachts trying to escape and buying up land and doing all kind of stuff? Something is about to go down, and they know it. Even this guy, he backed down off of his post. Let's see who else. Melinda Gates, ex-wife of Bill Gates. She's bailing out of the Gates Foundation. She leaves with a $12.5 billion paycheck. She recently stepped down. Why? Where is she running to? Why are all these elites changing posts? Fauci retired. He got out the game. The head of I forgot the chick's name, but she used to be the head of the WHO. She bailed out. Y'all just look it up, man. You're gonna see all kind of executives and CEOs are bailing out, running, leaving their post. Jamie Dimon could step down sooner than expected. Here's who could run their country's biggest bank. This guy's the most famed banker out there right now. Jamie Dimon, head of JP Morgan Chase, he's bailing out. Why is he running? See, that's why Ciroc 515 says, be not ignorant in any matter, small or great. Something's about to hit the fan, and these cats is running, taking the money and running. Watch this too. I played this a year or two ago, a couple years back. This is about the 15-minute cities. This is what they're talking about. Forum for the future. Remember we talked about it on Monday? France has already implemented it. Canada, QR codes, being able to come and go as you please. That's going to be a thing of the past. They want to consolidate power. The best way to control everybody is if you line everybody up in smaller quadrants that you can easily control. That's going to be controlled by your ID and your biometrics. And mind you, this is a cartoon, a cartoon of the sustainable world. This is like 14 years old. So they've been planning and plotting this. They're saying this is about 2040. They're envisioning. But remember, the cat from the UK said they're going to chop that down. 5 years is going to happen. More is going to happen in the next 5 years than it's happened in the last 30 years. So don't count on the 2040 date. They're going sooner than that.
Oh, hi. I'm so glad you're on time. I'm V. I'm looking forward to showing you around Plandopolis today. My husband works from home. He's a virtual engineer working on one of the city's desalination plants. He controls the robots who do all the important maintenance. I think he basically plays computer games for a living. You ready to go? Have you got your calorie card open on your smartphone? I registered your visit with Slick Travel Corp the other day, so they've allotted you a journey time to match mine. It makes so much.
14 years ago, the automated taxis, isn't that what they got going on already right now? Your calorie card, everybody get used to, I got my Fitbit, watch on them, watching my calories. They're watching how many steps I've taken today. Everybody would just get eased into this. Eased into it.
Makes sense, doesn't it? Switch off brain and go to work. With this many people around, I'm glad there's a mega computer in charge. We're so lucky. Our kids were allocated a school quite near my practice, so I can drop them off on the way. It saves on our calorie ration. It won't be long until the little darlings get their career announcements. They've been working so hard, so I'm sure they'll get something good.
Your designated career, right? They're going to tell you what you can and can't do. Her husband sitting at home, working at home, programming the robots, because they're taking over. AI drives you to and from your destination. You got a calorie count on your smartphone because they're going to regulate diet and what you can and can't eat.
Is there anything wrong with fixing carbon scrubbers for a living or anything? Are you hungry? Let's pop to the market as we're passing. Right, what's on the menu this month? No, not meat. It's not your birthday. The Global Food Council are doing a really good job of keeping food production going.
See that? Only meat on your birthday. peas and potatoes. And you know those are all going to be GMO grossed.
I mean, you don't get the choice you used to, but we're better off than most. I think it's probably easiest to walk from here. You barely see a car in the city centre nowadays, unless you're rich. Or the state knows they just aren't practical anymore. We're all trying to meet our global carbon deal. Electric bikes are so much better for getting around our neighbourhood. And why waste valuable space on car parks when you can use them to grow food? I don't care what you say, Alex. They don't deserve to live in that ghetto. They are completely disconnected. No high-speed transport system, no new internet. They miss out on jobs and many essential services too. Oh, hi again.
Yeah.
What a day.
You hear her complaining about those who went against the system and said, we don't want that? She said, oh, they deserve to stay in them ghettos.
I had to make an emergency visit to the Cry Freedom ghettos. I mean, I miss my sister like mad, but I'm glad they went when they were moved to New Amsterdam. They're safe from climate change on the floating city. That must be her now. It's much easier to meet up with friends virtually now. So many cities have banned cars in central areas. Ooh, looks like she's got some juicy gossip.
See, that's in short a 15-minute city plan of oppression. They say the freedom cities, freedom cry cities are the ones that's the problem, right? Here's another one. The payment credential of the future is what you need it to be when you need it. The future is here, but it's not yet everywhere. If you see here, it says one card to rule them all. Visa is making a card that is going to consolidate all of your payment forms into one card. So all your credit cards, your debit card, whatever is all going to be put on this one Visa card to make sure all your transactions. And they're going to sell it as, hey, why carry all those cards around? What happens if you go to the bank? I mean, you go to the checkout store and you don't have an available balance in your checking account. Guess what? You can easily swap it over to your credit card, still swap out and get up out the store. You know, oh, your EBT's maxed out, or switch it to this. They're putting it all into one thing. And I believe MasterCard has another technology the same way. I think it's called not the black card. I forgot the name of it, but MasterCard has the same thing. They're vying for who's going to be the chosen one to lead down this pathway. So one card to rule them all, and you see what is going to be loaded on? Oh, your phones, right? You're not even going to need to carry the phones. I mean, your cards around no more. It's all going to be locked into the phone, which everybody's addicted to. Everybody needs right now. I mean, who's got a rotary phone at home right now? Some kids are talking about rotary phone. What are you talking about? Nobody knows about landlines no more, right? See how that works? Eventually, everybody buys into it, man. We all fall into it. But we got to know when to pump the brakes and jump off this train that's heading on a fast track to fire and brimstone. Look at this. What do they know that we don't? World central banks buy a record $24 billion in gold in the first 3 months of 2024. Yeah, what do they know that we don't know, man? Why are they buying precious metals from China and the rest of these high-powered nations buying gold, precious metals, because they realize that something's going to collapse. They're going to need a valued currency, a hard asset, to reestablish a new economy to back it by with real value. The fiat money is pretty much is over with. But the nations is buying up gold. You see gold value going skyrocketing, silver going skyrocketing. We've been talking about this for years on end now. And here you go. It's going down. All right. So they're making moves from bailing and deserting their posts. Sister Rosemary said 80 conservatives MPs have quit in the UK before the next election. See that? Changes is going down, man. But our people's too busy worried about, P. Diddy and Drake and Kendrick and what's the Caitlyn, the Edomite from the WNBA, and all kind of madness. 13 conservative counties in Oregon approve of ballot measures for succession vote that was seen them join non-woke Idaho as they issue a list of demands. So 13 counties in Oregon is voting to secede and become part of Idaho. I haven't seen the movie yet with Civil War because I heard it's kind of whack. But it's what it's about. States seceding away from America, becoming independent, sovereign nations, and breaking away from the foundational places of America to institute their own laws and this, that, and the third. So Oregon is trying to make moves to become part of New Idaho or Greater Idaho is what they're calling it. So it's all going down. America's being more divided. Remember, a nation divided against itself can't stand. That's how we're guaranteed that this place is going to be a wrap, and the deliverance of the chosen people of the Lord will happen if we remain faithful and in the commandments of the Lord. New York governor regrets saying black kids in the Bronx don't know what a computer is. Can you imagine? This is the arrogancy. This is the foolishness that the damn white woman who calls herself Kathy Hope Chill, right? This wicked broad man said that black kids in the Bronx don't know what a computer is. And then you wonder why damn Trump had that rally in the Bronx, and it was wild. Them jakes was out there, man, in love with Donald Trump, and because they seeing the other opposite Edomites is out here talking about, hey, you niggas don't even know what a computer is. Meanwhile, they all got phones, they all on social media, what the hell is she talking about? This is how disconnected these damn wicked ass demons are and races that they are. They're still living, calling shots and governing whole states. Right now, we have young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things. Hochul said while on stage at the Milken Institute of Global Conference. Can you imagine? The dumb bro said, Jake don't even know what the word computer is. I mean, this is how disconnected. She thinks this shit is 1930 something. It's unbelievable, man. But that just shows you they shot themselves in the foot because now Trump done capitalized on that and ran over there and got these Jakes singing his tune. They said, man, the Bronx ain't voted Republican in 100 years, and it's looking like it's going that way right now. Just created a whole nother damn avenue for Jason to be deceived on. To go fight another, go to the wings of this other demon over here, because this other one didn't talk bad about you. I mean, it's unbelievable. Last one, look at it. Biden's daughter Ashley has finally admitted, and I ain't gonna like this one, but hey, it's got to go. If y'all remember 2 years ago, it might be, there was a woman that found Biden's daughter's diary at a house that she had bought or something like that, and she went and published it. She sold it, and they ended up suing her, saying that this is private, you wasn't supposed to do that and all that. Finds out that there was all kind of secret things that pedophile. Let me be clear. The slow Biden and his tendencies of liking them young. How about that? Even his own daughter came to pass because his daughter even admitted it in a diary. So when we see Creepy Joe, remember y'all seen the videos, man, of him caressing the little girls on stage at his little press conferences, and talking about having them riding on his lap, and talking about the little black kids like roaches on his legs when he's bouncing them on his leg. Remember that? So look at this. Biden's daughter Ashley has finally admitted her diary about showers with dad. You see him over here looking at his daughter like a damn lion looking at a steak. Showers with dad, as well as fears she was, quote, molested, is real. So Maureen Callahan demands, what is the truth, Joe? She says, I remember the trauma. Showers with dad. What kind of madness is this dude on? Here's his daughter. For the first time, Ashley herself has now confirmed in a court document made public last month that the diary is indeed authentic. Its contents demand attention concerning and how hard questions for this White House. Hypersexualized at a young age, Ashley writes in a July 2019 entry. What is this due to? Was I molested? I think so, she continues. I can't remember specifics, but I do remember trauma. I remember someone being sexualized with her first cousin, Caroline. I remember having sex with friends at a young age, showers with my dad, probably not appropriate, being turned on when I wasn't supposed to be, explosive stuff. Not that you would have heard about it thanks to a near complete years-long media blackout. That's what we're talking about. When the first thing popped and the white woman found the diary, she read it and tried to get paid off of it. The Biden shut that down immediately, got on her head, got a hold of the diary, and now the daughter got to come out and say, yeah, you know what? That was real. Showers with my dad made me a hoe. You dig what I'm saying? Oh, I got exposed to hypersexualization young. You want to talk about a dysfunctional family, man? Son smoking crack, daughter molested out being a harlot, slow Biden taking showers with her, and he's running around here ready to debate Trump next month. And I mean, but that's the demons that's in the office, man, running this place. Lest there be any fornicator, such as Esau. I mean, Hebrews 12:16. Y'all know that. It's all there. All right. That's all I got for y'all today. You say that's all? Yeah, I've been. You're like, oh yeah, it's been 2 hours and 40 minutes. Yeah, I know, y'all. All praise, honor, glory to the Most High, man. I had to get this off, man. I'm glad that y'all locked in and stay tuned. Hopefully, you got some understanding, some edification today. Keep your eyes peeled. Stay in discernment mode. Wisdom and knowledge keeping you stable. Watch what these devils is doing, man. They out here, fleeing the country, bouncing out of their positions executively, investing in precious metals, slowly but surely changing the way that you're able to interact, doing business, buying and selling, so forth and so on. That's already on deck right now. They're merging everything into one particular pot, stirring it up, ready to serve it up for everybody, right? So you see it here in the evolution. So as I see more, I'm gonna expose more. I'm gonna share with y'all to make sure that everybody is aware. And I'm doing my job as a watchman, blowing this trumpet. So all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. While you're outside, man. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, man. Shabbat shalom to everybody, man. I know this was a long one today, but if it's in your spirit, tune in later for the closing Shabbat class with MOTC. We'll be on about 4:15, Lord willing, to close out the Shabbat. Some of y'all might be already closing out by that time. Even still, lock in with us or check it at a later time. Don't forget, man, share the video. Wipe your feet on your way out if you haven't already. And that's gonna be it, man. I'm out of here. Lord willing, see y'all a little later. Shabbat shalom.